Hello, this is the Negro Exciting News Fun Show, and I'm your host, EJS. So, the topic of conversation today is 1 in 5 women childless by age 45 in the UK. So, basically, I was listening to BBC Radio this evening, or should I say last night, because now it's 1:59 a.m. in the morning of Wednesday. So, Tuesday, I was listening to BBC Radio. The host of the show was Eddie Nestor, and basically he was talking about women not having children, age 45. Yeah. Well, basically women not having children. Yeah. So people ran up with their different stories. Yeah. So what they said is, some women are child free and some women are childless. So child free is because you didn't want to have children, and childless is because you cannot have children. Yeah. So one woman rang up, she was saying she's child free. She could have children, but she never wanted them. Yeah. She said she's not very maternal and she never wanted to have children. And who didn't want to have children either. So, you're welcome to make your own judgments about them. Some people think they're selfish. Some people think they're evil. Some people think they're abnormal. Yeah. In fact, she said her mother-in-law didn't like her and said she was weird and made a lot of horrible comments about her. Yeah. But, what's happening now is like, in this world, there's a depopulation plan in action. Yeah. So women now, they are encouraged not to have children. Like, for instance, now if a young girl in the UK, in London, particularly in London, she gets pregnant, she'll go through hell. Somehow the system has changed the meaning of life from having children to getting a job and paying bills. Somehow we've been manipulated and conned into thinking life is not about having children. A woman meeting a man and getting married and having children and continuing the cycle of life. Now we've been tricked and conned into believing you get a good job, you have a career, and you pay your tax. What people are made to believe now. Yeah. So, years ago, a girl would have married at 18. Yeah. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And if she wasn't married by 24 and had a family, it'd be like, she's been left on the shelf. What's wrong with her? Yeah? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Yeah? That would have been the mentality. Yeah? 100 years ago, 50 years ago. Let's say the 70s. No, maybe a bit before the 70s. Definitely in the 30s and 40s. Yeah, this is going back to like really your grandparents' generation. What would the mentality have been in the 80s? There would have been stigma about a young girl having a baby in the 80s, yeah? In the 70s, more or less the same. But in the 70s, a lot of women didn't work. They still were like stay-at-home mums. And they looked after the children. But really in the 80s, the late 70s and 80s was really the push where, women were persuaded they shouldn't be at home. They should be in the workplace. Yeah. But really that I'm talking about, that was like your English woman. Yeah. Your English woman, because, ethnic women, black women, Asian women, as in Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, or Arabic women, North African women, these women came here to work from day one. So that was never the mentality. But like, when I was at school, my English friends, their mothers would be at home. They wouldn't really work. I mean, some of them did, but there was no pressure. Some of them just would be stay-at-home moms, yeah? So, like I said, now the shift now is that, a girl works. There's absolutely no platform that a girl must have a baby now. Somehow that's all been pushed away. Yeah. She has a job, she has a career. They got some girl, she's working in Iceland, bing, 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 on the cash register, and she's been conned into believing she's got a career. Yeah. They do now. You got the rise of, lesbianism and all this, and homosexuality. Homosexuality is now accepted and is fashionable and is encouraged now in the West. And the reason why that is because they don't want you to have children. Yeah, they don't want you to have children. The system doesn't want you to have children. The system wants you to go to work and generate money for them. Or if they can't create job for you, just somehow um, get you out of society, and then persecute you for basically just existing. There's no job for you, and you're persecuted just for existing, and they can't provide a job for you. Yeah, so there's a lot of childless women now, and because like I say, they've been encouraged to get a job, have a career, so have children. Then also, even last year, they were saying on the radio that go to work, have your children earlier. It's the biggest con I've ever heard. Yeah. Put your eggs in the bank. Yeah. Put your eggs in the bank. You can have your children at a later age. Yeah. When you're 40 plus or retired. I mean, does that even make sense? Who in their right mind would let their, let's say, late teens, early 20s, mid 20s, 30s, early 30s, let's say late 30s, pass them by without having a child, and trust that the government would have a banking system where she could put her eggs, and when she's 45, 50, 60, when she's retired from work, she'll get her eggs from them and be pregnant and have a baby. I mean, it's just utterly preposterous. I mean, only a demonic, wicked person, a mentally ill person would create such a system. I mean, you'd have to be utterly wicked, yeah, and immoral, let alone implement a plan and try to publicize and publicize it on the media and expect someone to go for it. But obviously, some women, they'll fall for anything they're told by someone in authority, they'll go for it. So this is why they have women who's like 45 and don't have children, because they've listened to the government, they've listened to the system. Yeah, they've listened to the magazines, they've watched the programs on TV that's encouraged them to have a career. Now she's 45, she's infertile, she can't have a baby. Yeah, every night she's crying her eyes out. Yeah, it's really a terrible situation to be in. Yeah, childless. Yeah, taking it to the most, if you want, selfish of conclusion. It's like, who's going to look after you when you're old? Yeah. I mean, outside of the West, this is how people think. You have children, they'll take care of you when you're old. Yeah, your children will take care of you, look out for you, look out for your welfare, look out for you financially. This is normal outside of the West. In the West, the mentality is different. It's like you go to work, you take care of yourself, have your children. When your parents get old, you just shove them in the old people's home. Just put them in there, bung them in there. Go and visit them. Hopefully, they won't be being abused and pushed to pillar to post and being hit by staff in the old people's home. But that's the mentality in the UK. Just bung them in the old people's home. Yeah, you visit them once a week, once a month, once a year, whatever. Yeah. So women have been conned into this. 45 years old, 40 years old, even you're like now in your mid 30s, yeah, and now you're trying to find a man to start a family with. And the truth is, by the time most men are in their 30s, it's in the mid 30s, maybe they're not thinking about wanting to start a family. Yeah? Maybe he's matured now. He's in his 30s, 37, 39, 40s. He's matured. He's like, well, if I have a baby with this woman, suppose we don't get on, yeah, suppose we split up, then the CSA will be after me, the child support agency. I'll have to pay money. I'll be in court. I'll be paying for a child I don't see. Yeah. When men are young, you just see a woman because we're told from an early age, oh, she's pretty. You're lucky to have her. She's beautiful. You're lucky to have her. Yeah. When you grow up, you see there's more to life than just how attractive a woman is. So now this woman's thinking some man who's in his late 30s, 37, 40s, in his 40s, he's going to want to marry her or just have a family with her. He's moved on. He's thinking maybe of more financial stuff. Maybe he wants to be in business. Yeah, maybe he wants to get on a property ladder. Maybe he wants to just afford his rent. I mean, everything's expensive now. So, this now forces the woman to be on her own and not having children. I mean, I've even heard stories about, I think there was a man in America, who donated his sperm. I mean, this is the craziest story ever. He donated his sperm to a sperm bank. Women come along, they get pregnant for the sperm that he's donated. Then next thing you know, yeah, the court system comes knocking on his door saying you've got to pay support money. Yeah, one man, he owns millions. He literally owes millions in child support because he donated his sperm to a bank. Have you heard anything so ridiculous in your life? And then when you try to explain people what it's all about, they think you're crazy. Yeah? People don't want to hear the truth. Yeah? I mean, there's a school of thought where some people think, the system want to separate men and women. They want to separate men and women because they don't want to see children anymore as part of their population plan. Yeah? And when you think about it, it must be true because they're doing everything to divide men and women. Yeah, they're doing everything to keep men and women separate, so you don't have children anymore to depopulate the world. Because some of the things the system does to families, to women, to men, yeah, to men who separate from women, you could think it would make some men think, well, I don't want to have a wife. I don't want to have children. I don't want to have a girlfriend. And then they do everything to encourage homosexuality, transgender. Yeah? I'll tell you something for sure. No baby is going to come out of a gay relationship. Yeah? No baby at all. No baby is going to come if a man gets with a transgender female and gets married. No baby will come out of a female's anus. Yeah? Biology doesn't work that way. Yeah? So, they're doing everything, keep men and women separate to depopulate the world. Yeah? So now can you believe 1 in 5 women, yeah? 1 in 5. I mean, that's big. That's a big percentage. Yeah? Now she's 45 years old plus, and she doesn't have a baby, and she wants a baby, but it's impossible or virtually impossible. Yeah. Now she's got to have IVF treatment and all this kind of stuff to have a baby because she was tricked and forced and bullied into keep working, yeah, and paying taxes, believing that. I mean, some of them they literally don't even wake up. You know, a program is run on you, yeah. They literally don't wake up. They're working. She's walking down the street. Her heels are clicking, click, 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 click down the street. She's wearing a office uniform. She's doing her job. She thinks she's good at her job. Yeah, she's doing her career. She's doing her job, doing her career. And then one day she'll wake up. She'll be like, "Hold on, I'm a woman. I don't have a family. I don't have a baby. I don't have a boyfriend. I don't have a husband. Yeah, where's my children?" Then she realizes, "Hold on, I'm a woman. I'm supposed to have children." Then she'd be in a panic, running around, and it's too late. And that's the plan. You've been conned. Yeah. So if you've got any questions or comments, put them below. Please subscribe. Click the like button. Click the dislike button. DJS, and I'm out.